Ladies and gentlemen, please wait and find out who our very first live guest will be at the end of the show. But for now, let's dive right into bum 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 bunch, dun 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 dun, dun 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 dun. Yeah. Hello and welcome to On the Mandelpiece with me, Sasha Mandel. This is live, this is completely unscripted. So let's all grow up as camels and eat Lucozade. Let's jump into the agenda. What do we have for today's show? Well, we've got a couple of questions in the Q&A sectiono. We have updates of the show. Last week, I mentioned that I was doing my research phase of Elon Musk, the 10-part series all about Elon Musk that I'm currently producing. So I'm going to talk to you a little bit about what I have found out on my research and where I will be moving towards in the developmental stage. Oh yeah, that is the updates on the phone. Hi Roy, hello, who else have we got? We've got Keepers, we've got Joanne. Oh, brilliant. Thank you so much, guys. Please do enjoy this. Keep asking questions, keep, being smart. Be smart, that's what I always have to say. Okay, oh, and finally, we've also got a storytelling game played by our cultural correspondent, DJ ShLaffeR, at the very end. And of course, we're going to tell you who the live guest will be coming on the show. Not this week, not the week after, but maybe the week after that. I'll tell you at the end. So let's jump right into the questions. Okay, so we have, I just wanted to let you know, actually, we have a guy on YouTube. He goes by the name of Happerblap, and he has asked me, what is your favorite comedy growing up? What is it? British? Oh, there we go. What is your favorite British comedy growing up, apart from yourself, whether it be new or old? So my answer to you, Happerblap, is that, well, growing up, I was very inspired by a program called, well, it's so inspiring, I remember the name. It's The Mighty Boosh. The Mighty Boosh had Noel Fielding, who is currently the presenter at the Great British Bake Off, but he did this incredible series. It first started on radio, it then moved on to TV. What I really loved about that show was the randomness. The kind of universes that they had created, building these fantastical creatures and characters. And so what I really took from it was random comedy is my favorite comedy. So Happerblap, I hope that answers your question. Please, as being the only active member on YouTube, if you haven't, by the way, guys who are watching on IGTV Live, if you haven't subscribed yet, please do subscribe on YouTube. Yeah, the YouTube channel is where it's at. Well, nay. So let's move on. Here we go. We have a question from Abigail Ribbons, and she has this to ask. Do I prefer giant hands or giant feet? I have a feeling I would pick giant feet. Oh, where are my bloody shoes? Oh, I'm so I forgot my socks as well. Joanne, I forgot both, not only my socks, but also my shoes. I promise you, next episode, I will have the finest Italian loafers on. I apologize, Joanne. Well, I suppose the reason why I would pick giant feet is so that I could go scuba diving without having to spend so much money on scuba gear like flippers. Yeah, you heard me, flippers. Okay. And one final question we have was from Adam Young. He asked very late in the game, what is my favorite croak? No, I'm not a rabbit. What is my favorite quote? And my favorite quote, I will tell you next week. So Adam, keep tuned for next week where you will find out what is my favorite quote. So research and development, let's go down to the update of the 10-part series all about Elon Musk. The last couple of weeks have been interesting. I've been delving deep into the mind and psyche of this man, this crazy dreamer. I've been reading the Rolling Stones article. I've read all of the times when he was having a collapse early in 2017, 2018. I've been reading his non-official autobiography by Ashley Vance. I really suggest you read it. It does read like a kind of Iron Man novel. It is incredible. And what else have I been reading? Oh, I've been just watching a lot of videos online, YouTube. Roy was the one that suggested the Rolling Stones album, the Rolling Stones article. So thank you for that, Roy. Guys, if you have any other articles or videos about Elon Musk, please do let me know. I would be greatly appreciated. Thank you so much. So yeah, this last 2 weeks has been, I feel like I've given myself a long time to research. And in that, I kind of have slightly lost my way. When I say that, I mean that I've got a massive amount of episodes to produce. I've got 10 episodes, some of them being improvisational comedy, some of them being just speeches about the topics that I am going to be talking about. I will, in a later episode, maybe tell you what each episode will probably be, what I want them to come out as. But anyway, moving back to the research, what I wanted to say was I need to now move from research into development. And I'm going to be honest with you, I felt very, not scared, but I felt a little bit like I just saw the mountain and I don't know how I'm going to tackle it. So what I did was, after a few conversations and a bit of deep thinking and kind of stopping shitting myself about the thought of producing all of this and editing and everything, I decided to go back to one of my live channels. It is called The Messy Middle by Scott Belsky. So what I reminded myself was a strategy in tackling huge long games, huge kind of projects, is to use pebbles and boulders. So this chapter that I had, let me have a look, read out segments and philosophize. Yeah, so the segment was on page 180. Apologies for that. Guys, by the way, jump in and out. I don't mind. This is all really highly experimental. Oh, yeah, someone did really jump in and out. I will probably be here for another, it's 8 minutes now, so maybe another 6 to 7 minutes. Let's try and keep these episodes to about 15 minutes. So let's go back to where I was at. Here we go. So this chapter from The Messy Middle. A lot of big problems don't get solved because we can solve small problems faster. So this was an interesting idea, and this plays into maybe why I'm doing these lives, why I do Instagram a lot, is that doing these small micro tasks makes you feel like you're doing something and moving forward, when in the reality is you need to tackle boulders, i.e. the Musk series. So what I need to now start to do is understand what are the boulders and which ones to tackle. So I'm just going to read a couple of segments from this chapter and kind of think about what it means. That's just a little bit of an experimentation with Zoom. In the drive to feel productive, we are liable to focus on tasks that can be completed quickly over tasks that needed to be completed. I've already talked about that. I've already gone into that. In our efforts to feel rewarded with the least effort possible, we often fail to make progress in solving the hard problems that need the energy the most. Again, this is tricking yourself and thinking that you're moving forward incrementally, when in fact you need to leapfrog. You need to leapfrog. Anyway, moving back to the program, extinguishing a small brush fire will make you feel accomplished more quickly than making a small dent tackling a forest fire. But one causes much more damage when left unchecked than the others. What I think they mean by that is the longer you leave these boulders, the forest fires, and the more you take out these small little fires or these pebbles, the more damage that forest fire will actually do in the long run, i.e. not getting this bloody series made. There's just so long to go. But you are here with me week in and week out. Oh my God, we've got 2 watchers on the live. That is the most we've had on the live. Thank you guys so much for joining. We're talking about If You Musk, the 10-part Elon Musk series that I'm currently trying to produce. Let's move on back to the chapter. So this is the progress paradox. So we're going to talk about the progress paradox, being that by dint of technology, it's easy to see our progress when we're doing relatively meaningless short-term tasks, while it's quite difficult to see our progress when engaged in long-term creative projects that will ultimately leave us with the most impact on our lives and leave us most fulfilled. So what I think I am trying to ascertain from this is that when I can look at how many people have watched a video, or if I upload a post on Instagram, these micro things I can watch. I can see how many likes I've got. I can see how many people have commented. These are all really short-term tasks that I probably hang a little bit too much of my self-worth on, if I'm going to be honest. But who doesn't? Who doesn't put their self-worth on likes? I mean, I know that Australia are going through a very experimental time where they are removing likes from Instagram. Just thought I might throw that in there. So Scott Belsky then goes on to say that some teams he has worked with call the difference between big tasks and little tasks boulders and pebbles. Okay? In every project, there are few boulders and lots of pebbles. The boulders are hard to move up the hill, but they materially impact your project and differentiate you from others. Boulders could be a major new feature, or a show about Elon Musk, a new architect for your service, or writing the initial draft copy for your website. These things are huge. But by contrast, pebbles are innumerable little tweaks and changes you could quickly make that are rarely differentiating. So he tries to spend 80% of my time on boulders and 20% on pebbles. But that's easy to say. Even though we know that it's time best spent on the big and important challenges, we're still drawn to the quick returns because our brains are used to short-term rewards, which goes back to what was the problem about facing long-term projects. So what I hope to do over the next week, over the next couple of weeks, is I will be building on my wall over here. I can show you quickly. On my wall over there is going to be each episode, and I'm going to build where I'm at with it, and I'm going to move these 10 boulders. If it's the last thing I bloody do, I'm going to change these 10 boulders into watchable, edible content for you, for me, for the world. Anyway, so that's enough on the messy middle. We're almost at 14 minutes. I think we're going to make this a 20-minuter. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be playing a little game called Storyteller's Dice. But I'm not going to be the one that's going to be doing it. No. It will be our cultural correspondent, DJ ShLaffeR. So just bear with us a moment while I get the old sod from the basement. ShLaffeR? Okay. Are you down there? Okay. Do you mind coming up? We've got some people that want to watch this storytelling thing. You know, yeah, I told you about this. Yes, I told you. Right, no, you can't finish watching that episode of Friends where they pivot. No. Please, can you just pause it on Netflix, for God's sakes? Look, are you coming up or not? Well, I don't want to have to bloody do it myself, okay? All right, I'm going to have to come down on track 9. 9, I'm coming. Bodensfrage. The keine Bodensfrage, Bodensfrage. It's not a problem. I'm here. I will watch the Friends episode another time. Please don't worry about it. Hi there, party people, and welcome to the On the Mantelpiece, the final little tiny present to you all. Yes, we have this game, this storytelling game. So, how to play the game? Let's work it out. I'm working out. I'm working out. I'm working out. Enough about this silliness. Okay, so you have some dice here. Okay, you have 5 dice of green, different colors, and each dice has little symbol on them. So once you roll the dice, you then have to create a story using the symbols on the dice. It's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. Let's move this slightly up so you can see me dancing in the moonlight. Okay, let's roll the dice. Boom. I don't even know which way the angles will be going. Okay, so we first have the apple. Then we have little weird, which kind of person in the pine. Then we have little old boot. The boot is really tiny and it's kind of on its way to stepping. You then have a thunderstorm, a brewing. Yeah, okay. And then you have a little well. Just, yeah, you can see this, a little well, it's a wooden zapata. And then finally you have the frog, ribbit sign of wooden. Okay, so I must now tell you a story using this sign of one. Okay, one day, Kanye woke up and his favorite apple juice was not in, it was not on Amazon no longer, so he had to find someone. He had to find someone that would concoct this special apple juice for him. So he called up the only person who controls his life, who controls the destiny of the future of the Kardashians, is the mother, is the head of their family. Yes, and she has said she found the apples, the Italian orchard in the rolling hills of Sicily. So Kanye then flew in his private jet. Even though the world is about to die from global warming, he gets off the plane and squish onto the final. He has stepped in poo on his fresh Yeezys. Yeah, he loses his mind. He starts to have a brain cluster. A storm is brewing in his brain. He can't no longer think straight and starts to create an album about the frustration of stepping in the poo and eating the apples from the Sicilian orchard. Anyway, luck would have it, the plane had landed near a well. So what he did is he put the shoes in the bucket, put them down into the well, right? Then he put the shoes into the water, so flushed them, washed them, and made them cleaner. And he brings them up to reveal a frog. And this frog asks him, "What is your favorite quote?" And he responds, "Well, I'm God. I'm the God. God is inside of me." It's a quote of his own. So thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Catch us next week live at Wednesday. Bing bong, boodly bang, shak the push. End stream now. End.